Good night, everyone. Welcome on board, everyone. This is Natalia Inspiration. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. Please share the live as you join. I want us to have a very great time tonight. So please share the live as you join. I want us to have an important discussion tonight. So please, as you join the live, please share. As you can see, the title of the video is a happy face, a sign of a happy relationship. That's what we'll be talking about tonight. So as you join the live, let me know where you're watching me from, and also share the live with your friends. Invite someone to join the live tonight. And you can also share your opinion on the question. Well, share your opinion on the title of tonight's discussion. Yeah, so is a happy face a sign of a healthy relationship? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. I want to hear your opinion first, and then I'll share my opinion and my thoughts with you. So, good night, everyone. Welcome, welcome. For those that are joining me, let me know where you're watching from. Jade Maki, where are you watching me from? Please share the live, guys. Share the live as you join. And let me know where you are watching me from. Let me know where you're watching me from. Alright, guys, so let's begin tonight's discussion. I am not going to be long tonight. I'm going to be short. I'm going to be brief with y'all. Alright, so I have this topic resting in my heart from this morning. And I said, let me just come on here and chat with you a little. Yeah, so, as we look at what's happening in today's world, on the media. You know, people post a lot of things, and you know, sometimes what we see on the internet, we get carried away by what we see because, you know, what we see sometimes, you know, it appears to be real, it appears to be true, but in reality, it is not. And what I get to understand is that there's a lot of people, there's a lot of people out there who they post their relationship on the media. And when you see some of the contents that they post, you believe that they're in a healthy relationship. Sometimes you see couple posts, you know, they make posts of their anniversary, they make posts of their birthday celebrations, you know, they post the beautiful moments that they have. And when you see these beautiful pictures and videos, you believe that everything is going great for them, when the truth of the matter is they're going through hell. So having a happy face, you know, does not always mean, I mean, it doesn't mean that, you know, people are in a healthy relationship, because there's a lot of fake smiles that people wear on a daily. People wear a lot of fake smiles, or what we call plastic smiles. People put on a show when they're in front of the camera just to make themselves look good. People will put on a show, you know, just for fame and popularity. You know, so you can't believe everything that you see on the media. And for those of you who are comparing your relationship with what you see on the media, you need to stop doing that. Because like I said, guys, not everything that is on media is real. It's not everybody relationship that you see on the media you must envy and want to have. Because sometimes what you see and you think that, wow, like I wish I have that. Sometimes you have better than what you're seeing on the media. Sometimes what you see and you're wowing over on the media, if you should know what they're going through, you would thank God for the relationship that you have. You will on hold that relationship that you have dear to your heart, because what you have sometimes is way better than what some people have on the media. So don't envy nobody. Don't envy people. What you see they do on the media, whatever they post about themselves, don't envy them. Let them post what they want to post. You just focus on your life, focus on your relationship. Do you. Don't listen to what anybody have to say, or don't pay attention to what other people are doing. You get what I'm saying? Focus on your relationship. Focus on building a healthy relationship for yourself and your partner. Don't be on the media watching other people's relationship and comparing their relationship to yours and saying, oh, I wish my relationship was like that. Because as I said, guys, a happy face doesn't always mean a happy or a healthy relationship. It's not always a sign of a healthy relationship. So don't pressure your spouse. Don't argue with your spouse and complain that, oh, I see this couple going out on their anniversary and I see them doing this. Oh, this couple buy a new car, this couple do this couple do that. Don't do that, because you don't know what those people are going through. And like I said, guys, people will do anything for fame and popularity. People will do anything for the money. So don't envy nobody when you sit on the media. Do not envy people. Do not envy their relationship, because you don't know what they are going through. You don't know what they're going through. Do you know many people in the media brag and they display a lifestyle that looks rich, like, they're wealthy and they have everything going on, but in reality they're struggling. In reality they're suffering. This is why I said don't envy nobody. I am one individual. I don't envy people. I try not to envy nobody. If you have a car, I don't envy you for a car. If you own a business, me not envy you for it, because I believe that whatever you have, I have the same grace and ability to obtain it. You get what I'm saying? And if God wants me to own a car, one day he will. If God wants me to own my own business, one day he will. But me not gonna envy nobody for what them have. I am not going to envy nobody for what them have. You get what I'm saying? And I don't want us to envy nobody for what them have, because you don't know what they have to do to obtain some of the things that they have, some of the material things that you see some people are bragged with. Do you know what they went through to obtain those things? Do you know the sacrifices that they have to, make? Do you know what it takes for them to have all those things? I'm not saying some people don't work hard to obtain what they have, but some of them have to do some really disturbing things just to have what they have. Some of them cannot sleep at nights. They're in their house, they're in their bed, but they can't sleep at nights because of the things that they get themselves into just to have wealth and material things. So, as I said, guys, a happy face is not always a sign of a healthy relationship. So don't let the happy faces that people come on the media and show, don't let all of that deceive you. Don't let, all of that, give you the wrong impression and make you feel like, oh yeah, everything is all perfect and wonderful, because trust me, a lot of people are wounded. A lot of people are broken. A lot of people are dying in silence. But yet still they come on the media and they smile. Yet still they dress up and they pretty up and they look nice. But they are dying. And it's funny how people can come on the media and they dress up and they look nice and they talk nice. And then the next day here, so they commit suicide. Because, people are really going through a lot. They're not going to tell you, Some people are hurting, but the only way for them to go through that is by, hiding the scar, hiding the pain, They come out, they you know, say and do things that make others happy. They do things to make others happy. They, as I said, they would come and, you know, give you a smile, and they run jokes, and, you know, they dress up and look nice. And when you look at all of that, you're gonna say, wow, I wish I have that person life. I wish I was, you know, I wish I did have that individual life, you know. But if only you know what that individual is going through, if only you know what that person is feeling on the inside. So don't envy people, guys. Don't envy people, and don't say to yourself, oh, I wish me did have that life what that person have, because you don't know what they are going through, and you don't know what it costs them to have what they have today. And it's crazy how people just get up and you know, they just come out and they wear this smile, and you think that everything is okay because they smile. But only God knows what's in the heart. Some people are in a prison, a mental prison, a physical prison. Some people are locked in a prison. And you see them, and as I said, they come out, they dress up, they're smiling, they sound like, you know, everything is okay with them, you know, but they're in a mental prison. Some of them are dying, some of them are hurting, some are going through abuse, but they can't speak out loud. And you see them and you say, wow, but every time I see you, you look okay. Every time I see you, you know, everything is all right. Looks, they say, can be very deceiving. Looks can be very deceiving. Don't believe everything you see. And this is why we need discernment, and we need spiritual eyes to see. So when some people come and say, yeah, I'm good, I'm okay, it takes spiritual eyes to look beyond the natural and see that they're really hurting. And we live in a time now where people are just committing suicide, just ending their life because they don't have anyone to talk to. And sometimes when they come on the media and try to speak how they feel, people tear them down. Nobody's listening to them, so they don't know what to do. We live in a world where people are dying rapidly. Every day somebody dies. And when you find out who, you know, when you find out who are some of the people that are dying, like when you get to know these people, they're the ones who you see every day smiling, you know, they're always looking good, always sounding good, you know, and that shows that a lot of us are hurting on the inside. A lot of us are hurting on the inside. And sometimes you have some people, you know, they're good at encouraging others. They're good at encouraging others. They're good at pouring into others. But nobody pours back into them. And even those individuals, sometimes it gets so what's the word, overwhelming. So it gets really hard for them too. The same ones who pour into others, sometimes they get frustrated, they get discouraged, they don't have nobody to pour back into them, and even them sometimes feel like ending it. And when you hear that they end their lives, you'll be like, then this individual did a pour into me and a pour into other people, so how him to do that? You'll be surprised to know how many individuals want to end their lives because they don't have no one to pour back into them. They don't have no one to listen to them. They don't have anyone to communicate with. So guys, I want to say this to you guys. Let us help someone. Each day God gives us. Let us use it to help someone. How are we going to do that? Whoever you come in contact with, greet that individual politely. Plant a seed in someone's life. And when I say plant a seed, plant a positive seed that they will remember you by tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? When you meet someone, when you come in contact with someone, like for example, you take a cab, right? And you sit beside someone, you can just plant a seed right there. You sit beside someone in the cab, you just plant a seed. You're at work and you meet your co-worker. As you reach there, you just plant a seed. You get what I'm saying? You're at school and you meet one of your schoolmates, you plant a seed. Wherever you go, plant a seed. Plant a positive seed in someone's life. If it's evil to say, keep the faith, God is with you, or keep pressing on, just plant a seed in someone's life. And I speak to myself too, wherever we go, if we're under media, plant a seed in someone's life. Someone needs that seed. Someone is dependent on that seed. Plant a seed in someone's life because you don't know what they're going through. And not because they appear to be okay, it doesn't mean that they're okay, and it doesn't mean that they don't need that seed. It doesn't mean that they don't need that seed. Because I know the enemy might say to you, oh, this one looks okay, so you don't need to plant the seed. You don't need to speak a positive word into this one, like, because she look okay or he look okay. Looks can be deceiving. So even if the person looks okay, still plant a positive seed in their life and watch that seed grow. Because someone might, be talking to themselves and saying, you know what, after this, I'm going to end my life. As soon as I get off this cab, I'm going to end my life. As soon as I leave work, I'm going to end my life. As soon as I leave school, I'm going to end my life. Just imagine what that seed can do to that individual. You get what I'm saying? So whoever we come in contact with, let us plant a positive seed in their lives. Because that seed could save a life or save a soul. That seed could save a brother. That seed could save a son. That seed could save a daughter. That seed could save a mother. That seed could save a father. So don't hesitate to plant positive seeds in people's lives. We're living in a corrupt world, and I want to tell us it's not going to get better because we're living in last days. We're living in the last days, so it's not gonna get better. So if there's ever a time where we need to plant positive seeds in people's lives, it is now. Now is the time we need to, to use our words cautiously. Use our words to bless others. Because a lot of people are already giving up. They're already giving up. They're already getting and feeling discouraged about what's happening around them. So let us use our words to help each other. Let us use our words to build up each other. Let us use our words to heal others and not to wound them, not to curse them. Because some people are already under curses. Some people are already under curses because mama cursed them, brother cursed them, sister cursed them, boyfriend cursed them, girlfriend cursed them. A lot of them are under curses. So let us not add to the curse. Let us break the curse. Let us help break the curse of some people. Some people are under curses and they don't even realize that they're under curses. But let us be a part of the team that will help break the curses by speaking positive words into other people's lives. We don't want to speak negative over their lives. We don't want them to feel worse than how they already feel. We want them to be redeemed. We want them to, be restored. We want them to be healed. We want them to live. So let us use our words to help our fellow brothers and sisters. We don't know what they're going through. I don't know what you're going through. You're watching me right now, but only God knows what you are going through. You're watching me. You don't know what I'm going through because you see me here now, and in your mind, you're saying so many things about me. Some of you already have your opinions about me. You get what I'm saying? You already have your opinions about me. You don't know what I'm going through. I don't know what you're going through. But we have to use our words to help each other. And even if I look like I am okay, it doesn't mean that I don't need to hear a positive word. Even if I look like I'm okay, it doesn't mean that I don't need somebody to pour into me. And that's where we get it wrong too. Because we see people who are always pouring into others. We think that they don't need somebody to pour back into them. We all need someone to pour into us. Don't think that if I come in here and pour into you, I don't need to be poured back into. Of course, I'm going to need somebody to pour back into me. I need you, you need me, and that's how life is. So we have to get to that place where we can use our words to help people. Use our words to build people and not to break them and to tear them down. Some people have been struggling all their lives. So they need someone to help them. And like I said, guys, you don't know what people are going through. And looks can be very deceiving. So don't judge a book by its cover. We like to judge people by first impression or what we see they put out there. But I encourage us tonight not to judge people. like that. Don't judge them like that. Take the time out to know people. Take the time out to, you know, communicate, socialize with people, and know what they're really going through before you judge them. So, as the topic says, is a happy face a sign of a healthy relationship? When people are in healthy relationship, of course it's gonna be evident. Of course, when you're in a healthy relationship, it's going to be evident. Having a happy face, sometimes, yeah, it means that everything is going fine. Yeah, you're having a happy relationship, you know. That can be a sign of a happy relationship. But being happy always doesn't mean that everything is good. You get what I'm saying? You can be happy in your relationship, but for you to be happy all the time, that's not possible, because healthy relationship requires different things, not just a happy face. You get what I'm saying? So you can't base a happy face, you can't base a healthy relationship off of a happy face. You get what I'm saying? Because it takes more than a happy face to have a healthy relationship. So if you're gonna have a healthy relationship, you have to understand that days are going to come when you and your partner gonna have disagreements. So you're not gonna always display a happy face. No, be honest with us, guys. Be honest with me. When you and your partner is having a disagreement, do you always show a happy face? You don't always show a happy face. When you have a disagreement with your partner, you don't always show a happy face. But does it mean that the relationship is not healthy? It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that because you don't show a happy face, the relationship is not healthy. It doesn't mean that because you don't show a happy face, you know, you don't have a good thing going on. When you have disagreements, it is how you deal with the disagreement that's going to determine if you have a healthy relationship or not. Some people, the moment them and them spouse disagree, all hell break loose in that relationship. They start being disrespectful, you know, they stop communicating, they stop doing things for their spouse. You know, they no longer want to take care of their spouse. They no longer want to, you know, have intimate moments with their spouse. You know, those type of things. Yeah. So I just want to let us know, guys, it is how we deal with the problems in the relationship that determines if we have a healthy relationship or not. Because I can have a disagreement with my spouse, and it doesn't mean that our relationship is toxic. Because of course we're humans, we're two different humans, so it is a must that we're gonna disagree on certain things. You get what I'm saying? We are going to have moments when we disagree on different topics. You get what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that our relationship is not healthy. Sometimes disagreeing with your partner, it doesn't mean that you don't love your partner, you don't value your partner. It just means that both of you, you know, you have different beliefs, you know, on different topics. You get what I'm saying? You're not gonna have the same beliefs on every topic. You get what I'm saying? You share different beliefs, and that's okay. You and your partner is not gonna have the same beliefs or, you know, agree to everything. It's a part of life. If you disagree on something, it's okay. Life goes on. You said, okay, baby, it's all right. Well, you believe that, I believe this, and it's okay, no problem. You know, we move on from there. It doesn't have to escalate into disrespect. You don't have to allow the disagreement to lead into disrespect. Because some of us, the moment we disagree with our spouse, we turn it into disrespect. And once disrespect comes in the picture, that's where the problem starts. That's where the real problem starts. Because you should never disrespect your spouse simply because you and your spouse disagree on something. Never disrespect your spouse over disagreement. Mature people must learn how to resolve conflicts in relationship without disrespecting each other. And you must understand that in relationship, you and your spouse is not going to agree to everything. I want a couple tell me, I would love a couple come and tell me, say, them and their partner agree on everything. Disagreements will come in relationship. And when the disagreements come, and not every time you're going to have a happy face, but you're going to resolve the matter peacefully, and then the happy face will come back. Because what? You still love your spouse. So you're going to make the relationship work because of the love that you have for your spouse. It's not every day you're going to smile. It's not every day you're going to be happy. I mean, you can smile every day, but you're not going to smile 24 hours of the day. It doesn't work like that. A healthy relationship doesn't mean that for 24 hours of the day you're going to just grin your teeth. No. Because there will come days when you have to display other emotions. Someone in the family gets sick. Oh, it's not time to be smiling. It's not time to be smiling. Someone in the family get ill. There's no money to pay for the medical bill. I can't be smiling if I'm in that situation. If the bills start piling up and I don't have money to pay them, I'm not always going to be smiling. But if we work together as a couple, then we will be able to smile together. We will be able to go through the obstacles together. Because we all need a spouse who is going to be there with us through the highs and the lows. All we need a spouse who is going to stay by our side, not just in the good times, but in the rocky times, in the bad times where we can't find food. When everybody is against us. Have you ever been in a situation where you need some friends to talk with? Something happened to you and you need somebody for a reason with and talk with, but everybody turned them back against you. You look to your father, father turned his back against you. You look to your mother, mother turned her back against you. You look to your wife, wife turned her back against you. You look to your husband turned your back. You look to your kids, and even your very kids turned their back against you. Have you ever been in that situation where you are left to deal with life by yourself? Have you ever been in that situation? Have you ever been in that situation, guys, where you have to just go through life all by yourself? in relationship, we need a spouse who will be there for us. We need a spouse who will stand with us. We need a spouse who will go through the storms with us, who will go through some of the struggles with us. If you lose your job, you need a spouse who got your back. You need a spouse who will love you and say, babe, you lost your job, but one day you will get another one. I'm here for you. You don't need a spouse who is going to turn their back against you simply because you lost your job. You don't need a spouse who only want to be with you when everything is going sweet, when everything is going nice. You need a spouse who will ride with you through the highs and the lows. You need a spouse who got your back. When you're in the valley, that spouse is there with you. When you're on the mountain, that spouse is there with you. You need a spouse who supports you. If you're going to pursue your career, you need a spouse who will encourage you to pursue that career and say, babe, I'm behind you, I'm with you, I'm beside you. You need a spouse who will be there with you. And it's sad to say that a lot of relationships don't have these things, like, a lot of people are in a relationship and they don't have a supportive spouse. They don't have a spouse who helps them to be the best version of themselves. A lot of people are in relationship and their lives could have been better, but because they're with a partner who doesn't care, it makes life really difficult for them. So guys, I want to encourage you, work with your spouse, support your spouse, and get to know your spouse each day. Observe your spouse. Listen to your spouse. Sometimes your spouse says some things. You need to listen and take notes if you must. Because sometimes your partner will say things, to see if you're really listening and paying attention. And then 2 days later, your spouse asks you a question pertaining to what they say to you. And when you can't give them an answer, they're going to realize that you have not been listening. So when you're communicating with your spouse, pay attention to details. Listen to when your spouse speak and share, personal information with you. When your spouse begin to share personal information, pay attention to the details. Take notes. That's how you're going to get to know your spouse. Because, if your spouse share certain things with you and say, I really don't, I don't really like this, or I don't like to feel this type of way. I don't, pay attention to what triggers your spouse. Pay attention to what makes your spouse sick or what makes your spouse uncomfortable. Pay attention to details. And get to know your spouse, guys. Very important. Some people are living with their spouse for years and they don't know their spouse. They don't know what makes their spouse happy. They don't know what their spouse likes. They don't know what their spouse dislikes, But They have been together for years, you know. You don't want that in your relationship. So each day, observe your spouse. Make sure you do that. Make sure you observe your spouse. Make sure you listen to your spouse. And also desire your spouse. I believe every couple should desire their spouse. You see, the moment you stop desiring your spouse, I'm telling you guys, you see, the moment you stop desiring your spouse, you know what is going to happen, right? I don't need to say it. I'm just letting you guys know it's important to desire your spouse. When you look at your spouse, you must desire your spouse. What's the point having a spouse if you don't desire your spouse? Huh? Some people only desire their spouse on their honeymoon. After the honeymoon, them stop desire them spouse. I want to let you guys know it's important to desire your spouse every day. Pay attention to your spouse. Observe your spouse. Listen to your spouse. Communicate with your spouse. Work together with your spouse. Listen to me. Work with your spouse. And create that healthy relationship. Create that healthy relationship with your spouse. I said so much in this video, guys. So much. I said so much already. It's really important, guys. These things that I'm sharing with you are very important. Do you guys have any questions you want to ask me? Anyone that's watching and listening, do you have any questions you want to ask me? Please feel free to ask. So as I said, guys, it takes more than a happy face to create a healthy relationship. Having a happy or displaying a happy face can be a sign of a healthy relationship. It can be a sign of a healthy relationship. But bear in mind, having a happy face all the time doesn't always mean that a person is in a healthy relationship. Because some people wear plastic smiles and display that, you know, that kind of happy face, you know, to prove to people that, yeah, them okay when really and truly they're not, you know. And you don't want to fake it, guys. Don't fake it to please nobody, because you're just hurting yourself. If you're in a relationship and you're not happy, you don't need to fake it. Seek counseling, seek help, work on yourself. You know, you and your spouse, you know, seek counseling, do something. If you're not happy in your relationship, seek help. Don't just get up every day and put on a show. You know, you're wasting time. You're wasting time. And time wasted cannot be regained. So if you're in a relationship and you're not happy, don't just sit there and fake it every day, because you're wasting precious time. If you're not happy, seek counseling, seek help, you know, seek professional help. There are books that you can read, you know, there are practical steps you can take. You get what I'm saying? But don't just sit there and say, oh, I'm not happy, I'm not this, and then you come on the media, or you go out there and you put on a fake smile and you tell everybody say you're living a happy life. You don't need to do that. I know it's easier said than done, because some people just can't, they can't be real. Some people are just fake, you know. They don't know how to be real, because, well, it could be because of how they were raised, how they were brought up, you know. That could be a reason why some people enjoy faking it. But the truth of the matter is, if you're not happy in a relationship, I believe you should speak to your spouse. If you're not happy in the relationship, speak to your spouse. Address the issue with your spouse. Tell your spouse, babe, I used to be happy in this relationship, but for some reason I'm not feeling happy no more. I don't know what is the problem. It could be a situation where God wants you and you're supposed to start praying together, to build back the sparks and to build back the love. It could be a situation where, you know, God wants you to lean on Him, or, just do something different. You get what I'm saying? So don't just stay in the relationship and not do nothing. If you're not happy in a relationship, find a way to bring back the sparks in your relationship. Remember, you were once happy. No, you're not happy. You need to get to the root of the matter. You need to find out why you used to be happy and you're not happy no more. What happened? Go back in time and find out when you started feeling unhappy. Go back, check yourself. Look back and say, when did this feeling came in? What happened that caused me to be feeling unhappy? What really happened? Was it something that your spouse did? Was it something that your spouse said? Go back in time, get to the root of the matter, and fix the problem. Don't be living with your spouse and you're unhappy and you don't do nothing. It's a waste of time to be in a relationship. And let me say, not just a relationship, but a marriage too. Because a lot of people are married and they're unhappy. It's a waste of time, and it's foolish to be in a marriage and you're unhappy and you're not doing nothing. Your happiness matters. Your peace matters. And the happiness and the peace of that relationship matters as well. So do what you must, guys. If you got to seek professional help, do what you must. If you got to pray some more, if you got to fast, whatever it takes to bring back the joy and the love in your relationship, do it. Do it, guys. Because it feels so amazing when you're in a relationship and you're loved by your spouse. You're happy and your spouse is happy. It feels amazing. You don't want to miss out on all that joy. Don't let the devil rob you. Don't let the devil rob you of that joy. The devil doesn't like to see joy. He doesn't like to see when people are happy in relationships. So he puts up a fight always. And he tried to use our spouse to You know, he sometimes this is what the devil does, you know. He turn our spouses' minds from us because he doesn't want to see love and unity. So sometimes the devil uses our very spouse to turn on us just to cause chaos. So don't let the devil rob you of that joy. If you're in a relationship or you're in a marriage, you deserve to be loved in that marriage or that relationship. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have your peace of mind. You deserve everything that is good. So don't let the devil rob you, guys. Do what you must to protect your relationship. If it is worth fighting for, do what you must to fight for your relationship or your marriage. Okay? Do what you must if it is worth fighting for. You don't want to be upset with your spouse, and then you go to your bed, something happened, God forbid your spouse dies. You never get the chance to say I'm sorry. You never get the chance to, show your spouse how you truly love your spouse. Don't wait till that time happen. Don't let the devil rob you, guys. So do what you must to create that healthy relationship with your spouse. If it means you have to forgive when the spouse mess up, forgive. When the spouse, you know, say and does things that you don't really like, forgive and move on. Don't let the sun go down for your wrath. I speak to myself as well. Because sometimes when I'm angry, I'm being honest, guys. When I'm really, really angry, I just don't want to talk. And I'll just go to my bed. But in my heart, I am grieving. I'm upset, and that's not nice. When you're angry with your spouse, try and make it up. Don't go to your bed, because when you go to your bed, you don't know if you can wake up to see the next day. You don't want to go to your bed with that bitterness and with that rage. So talk it over. Make it up. Don't let the sun go down for your wrath. Forgive quickly. Forgive quickly. And try to solve whatever problems you're having in your relationship. Whatever problem it is that you have or that you're facing in your relationship, God can help you. He can help you. God give us the wisdom, but sometimes we don't apply that wisdom. God give us the wisdom of how to navigate through hardships and struggles, and God grants us that wisdom, but sometimes we don't apply it. So if we go back to the wisdom of God and apply it, some of the problems that we're having now, we won't have them if we apply the wisdom of God. I can tell you for certain, guys, if we apply the wisdom of God in our everyday lives, some of the mistakes that we already made, I'm telling you, if we start apply the wisdom of God, we're not gonna make them again. The only reason why we continue to make the same mistakes over and over is because we're not applying the wisdom of God. Sometimes God is telling us not to do some things and we still do it. And sometimes he's telling us to do some things, but we're not doing it. We're not walking in obedience. Sorry. We're not walking in obedience. And so when we fail to walk in obedience, we suffer the consequences of our actions. So, guys, I have said enough for tonight. And I just hope that, these words inspire someone, motivate someone, encourage someone. You know, you can always replay my video when I end the live. Alright, guys, I am going to go now. So it was really great being here with you, talking with you, sharing these few words of wisdom with you. Yeah, may the good Lord continue to bless you and keep y'all safe, guys. Put God first in everything that you do. Acknowledge God in all your ways. Acknowledge God in all your ways. The word of God says in Proverbs 3:5-6, it said, trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Lean not to thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Those are my words that I want to leave with y'all. If there's ever a time we need to trust God, if there's ever a time we need to acknowledge God, it is now. It is now. We need God in our everyday lives. We need God in our workplace. We need God in the schools. We need God in the church. We need God in our homes. We need God in our relationships. We need God in our marriages. We need God in our families. There's a lot of families who have never heard of God. Never heard of God. Never heard God name mentioned to them. There are a lot of families who are under attack right now. There are a lot of families who are going through hell because they don't have God in their family. We need God in our families. We need God in our homes. We need God in some of these vehicles that we travel in. We need God. In the school buses that the kids travel in, they need God. If there's ever a time that we should trust God and acknowledge Him, it is now. If there's ever a time that we should love God and seek after Him, it is now. We don't want to be living our lives each day, just getting up, just living, just doing whatever we want to do. We don't want to be living like that. We need to acknowledge that there is a God who inhabits the praises of His people. We need to acknowledge that there is a God who has called us out of darkness into his marvelous light. We need to acknowledge that there is a God to be feared, for the whole duty of man is to fear God and to serve him. And we need not to divert from that. We need to remember our purpose here as humans. We have a duty, and that duty is to serve God and to fear him. You might not be able to go to church every Saturday or every Sunday, but it's important to develop a relationship with him. When you wake up in the morning, read his words, communicate through prayer, share the goodness of the Lord with somebody. As I said at the beginning of the video, plant a seed in someone's life. You don't know who it's going to benefit. Plant a seed, guys. I challenge us to plant seeds in people's life. Tomorrow is the beginning of a new week. Let us plant seeds, positive seeds, into people's lives. If it's evil to say, God bless you, that is a seed that you can plant in someone's life. Plant a genuine seed. Plant an effective seed in someone's life and watch it grow. Trust me, every seed you plant will grow. I'm telling you, every positive seed that you sow, it will grow. So those are my few words, or my many words. Let me not say few words, but those are my many words to you guys. I hope you find them inspiring and encouraging. Have yourself a blessed and wonderful night. And remember, the joy of the Lord is your strength. You can do all things through Christ, which strengthens you. Have a blessed night, guys. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you know what to do. Have a blessed night, everyone. I'm going to end the live now. Salute. Salute, Jay. Salute. Yeah, good night, everyone. Good night. I'm going to end the live now. So I'll see you guys some other time. If you haven't subscribed, as I said before, you know what to do, guys. So just go and subscribe for me. All right. And you can also go over to my TikTok and follow me on TikTok. I am on TikTok at Natalia Inspiration. I'm also on Instagram. I have a Instagram account that I use, Natalia Inspiration. I think it's Nata _ inspiration. Yeah. So yes, guys, gotta go now. Good night.